offers. And he said, and this is a direct quote, "I would feel like a complete scumbag if I left Vanderbilt." Now, Coach Franklin said he's big on loyalty. Vanderbilt gave him an opportunity when no one else would. He said he knows recruits are coming to Vanderbilt because of him and his coaching staff. He said other guys can just jump out and leave. Maybe I'm just different.
And told us a sense of loyalty, especially to the athletic director, David Williams, and the chancellor, Nick Zeppos. When David Williams was the AD here and he was a young assistant at Kansas State, James Franklin told David Williams at a gathering of coaches, "I am going to be your head coach one of these days."
Oh, he's done something at Vandy that really hasn't been done before in a long, long time. I mean, back-to-back bowl games. I mean, who knew?
This is the first time in Vanderbilt football history, going back to the 1870s, they have played in back-to-back bowls. That is Dave Doran, who will be the next head coach at NC State. 2 years at Northern Illinois, took the Huskies to the FedEx Orange Bowl, then took the NC State job. And that is Debbie Yao, the NC State athletic director, who made the hire of Dave Doran.
Well, to give you a sense of how odd this situation has been for NC State, Doran and his new staff have been on the same floor with Dana Bible and the old staff. Doran's staff's been working recruiting. Bible's staff has been preparing for this game. That is an odd situation.
Debbie Yao, the former athletic director at Maryland, where James Franklin was once the head coach in waiting. We'll talk about that later. For now, it's kickoff of Vanderbilt and NC State. The New Year's Bowl celebration begins with NC State and Vanderbilt from Nashville. Andrew Howell on the return for the Commodores to near the 35. So we see the Vanderbilt offense first. They won the toss and elected to receive, so it's Jordan Rogers. And forget for a minute about the last name. Let's tell you about Jordan's career. All the way back in 2008, led Butte Community College to the Junior College National title, was supposed to move on to Kansas, but when Mark Mangino was fired, scholarship went away. Vanderbilt was his only option, and he has made the most of it.
He was as overlooked coming out of high school as his brother Aaron was.
And the same junior college. Butte Junior College in hometown Chico. Jordan Rogers complete on first down to Jordan Matthews, the first team All-SEC receiver. Forward progress for maybe 3.
Now, what you'll like about Jordan Rogers is that he is a smart quarterback. He's got good feet. He's really worked hard on his footwork. Had some help from Aaron on that. Good decision maker. Gets the ball out quickly. He's not overly big, you know, so he's not considered a prototypical NFL prospect. But the way he works, wouldn't surprise me to see him in somebody's camp around draft time, after the draft.
Best completion percentage for Vanderbilt since Jake Cutler 8 years ago. Zach Stacy gets his first touch. Nothing doing. Third down already for Vanderbilt against the NC State D.
And this is a defense that has been, inconsistent, maligned. They've had their problems defending the run. They've had some tough games. They've given up a lot of points in a hurry, and occasionally they've played good, tough defense.
They have a tendency to give up the big play. The numbers are good on third down, 27%. That's the lowest in the FBS, but they've given up the big play.
Yeah, and you really look for the matchup with Matthews on the outside in third down situations.
He is lined up in the slot. Wildcat, Stacy has it, and he has a first down. Zach Stacy, the senior running back, converts on third down and 7.
Yeah, you know, the Wildcat is the one thing that NC State said they were really afraid of. They weren't sure they could handle it because of the many different ways they run it, the way they block it. They even actually throw out of it.
And Vanderbilt will use a variety of guys in that Wildcat. Stacy, Wesley Tate, Ryan Kimbrough, a true freshman running back. Commodores convert. Jordan Rogers goes under center. Toss to Stacy. Maybe a yard.
You know, for all the talk about Jordan Rogers, You know, Stacy's the heart and soul of this offense. I mean, he's the guy that makes it go.
The senior from Centerville, Alabama. School record 3,000+ rushing yards. Rogers rolling, heaving. There's Jordan Matthews. First catch, takes it inside the NC State 40.
A very nice decision. He had his guy Boyd running a deep corner route, waited for Matthews to come free underneath. Patience, good throw, right on the money. Now that's the decision making and the accuracy we talked about a couple of plays ago.
Second catch for Matthews goes for 17. Rogers backs into the shotgun. Stacy takes it. Maybe two. T.Y. McGill, the sophomore defensive tackle, there for the stop. Well, Jordan Rogers, as you referenced, Rod, had a poor performance last year in the AutoZone Liberty Bowl, looking for a bounce-back bowl performance today.
4 of 14 passing for 26 yards in the Liberty Bowl.
That's very poor.
That will motivate you. That will motivate you.
6 plays. It's been Matthews 4 times. Rather, Stacy 4 times, Matthews twice. So a touch finally for somebody else. That's Wesley Tate, who slips out of the first couple tackles. Flag down at the end of the second down screen to Wesley Tate.
You know, this is not a great tackling NC State defense, particularly in the secondary. You saw a couple missed tackles there. That's happened all season long.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense, number 39. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
So automatic first down. You saw our officiating crew from the Mid-American Conference today.
And there you see it pretty clearly right at the end there.
Brandon Pittman called for the face mask. So inside the 20 on the opening drive for Vanderbilt, where the Commodores have struggled to get in the end zone this year. Under 50%. Incomplete pass. At the goal line, Bishop knocks it away. First incompletion of the game for Jordan Rogers.
Knocks it out. You get the ball out. I mean, that's a good effort by Bishop and Wolf, both getting in there. Just because the guy gets his hands on the ball doesn't mean you give up. That's a good play. Quintera thought he was going to be able to hang on to it, but Wolf and Bishop got it out of there.
Second down, Wildcat. This is Tate to the 10. Chance to look at impact players for the Commodores.
Well, we talked about the heart and soul of this offense. It's Zach Stacy, the all-time leading rusher, 2 1,000-yard seasons. Matthews on the outside, first-team All-SEC as a wide receiver with 87 grabs. And Andre Howell may be the best player on that defense over there. He's really kind of an unsung hero, second-team All-Conference at that corner spot.
Opening drive for the Commodores. It's 3rd and 4. Play number 10 of the drive. Motion on the line. Who moved? Who made contact?
Offside. Defense. Number 95. 5-yard penalty. Results in a first down.
First and goal, Vanderbilt. Penalty called on the sophomore defensive end, Art Norman. Around that red zone number that we always look at. Touchdowns inside the opponent's 20. It is only 45% touchdowns in the red zone for Vanderbilt.
That's good stuff. Bad stuff. Horrible stuff.
Rogers, fade is incomplete. Chris Boyd was out of bounds when he hauled it in. Second and goal. It's Dante Johnson there in coverage.
You know, tougher matchups for these receivers. They are used to having their way with smaller corners, but NC State's 2 corners are both 6'3".
That was closer than it looked in first. In fact, Chris Boyd's going back over to Vanderbilt coach James Franklin saying, I had it. I had it. And in fact,
on the field was an incomplete pass. The play is under further review.
One foot in. Does he have possession?
One-handed grab. Now, does he go to the ground with the ball? Does he have the ball when he comes to the ground? Because right now, that right foot looks like he's in. He's got that right hand. I think that's good. I think that's clean.
So this is in the hands of the
that is clean.
Replay official Verl Self from the Mid-American Conference.
Look at that. One-handed grab, right foot's in. He never lost control of that football. Now the question is, does he have to bring that ball into his body for it to be a completed catch where you say possession? I mean, I thought he controlled that one hand, and you can make that one-handed catch. I mean, to me, that's a touchdown. That's a good one-handed grab.
Here's what the rule book says. Well,
the ruling on is that it's a touchdown.
In possession, making a great touchdown grab for Chris Boyd, his 5th of the year, and an opening drive TD for Vanderbilt. Credit Chris Boyd for lobbying James Franklin and saying, Coach, I had it, I had it. Franklin says, all right.
That's trusting your players.
Replay official who overturned it, but Boyd was confident. It did come from the replay booth.
Yeah.
But credit Boyd there.
As Vandy was lining up, trying to get ready to run another play.
Jordan Rogers, the holder, Casey Spear for the PAT, flagged down before the extra point kick.
False start. Offense. Number 67. 5-yard penalty. Repeat the try.
Try it again for Casey Spear. And again, the replay came from the replay booth. That's where it was overturned. But it never helps to have some lobbying from the sideline.
I just think that play all around was a good play. A good no call by the officials to allow the corner and receiver play in the corner of the end zone. A well-thrown ball by Rogers.
And an opening drive touchdown for the Vanderbilt Commodores. So it's anchor down in Nashville. It is also flag down in Nashville.
Running into the kicker. The defense, number 1. Penalties refused. Score is good.
PAT is good. It is 7-0 Vanderbilt on NC State. Opening drive touchdown for the Doors.
On behalf of Franklin American Mortgage, our employees and industry partners nationwide, I would like to welcome you to the 2012 Franklin American Mortgage Music City Bowl. This year's game makes for an exciting matchup as the North Carolina State Wolfpack take on the Vanderbilt Commodores. The Franklin American Mortgage Music City Bowl is Nashville's holiday tradition, benefiting many local charities, and we're honored to bring this tradition to you. Please enjoy the game.
Visit WatchESPN.com or download the Watch ESPN app to watch ESPN live anytime, anywhere. Brought to you by Vizio.
The troublesome first quarter for the NC State Wolfpack. Been in a trouble spot all year. They've been playing from behind. 7-5 record for NC State. 4-4. They were 3rd in the Atlantic behind Florida State and Clemson. Vanderbilt takes the opening possession for a touchdown. After the review, Boyd gets his 5th touchdown grab of the year. So Casey Spear will kick off. Tobias Palmer, a dangerous return man back for NC State. Had a 100-yard kickoff return versus Wake. 277 and a shootout loss to Clemson. Palmer bobbles inside the 5. And then hits the accelerator. Tripped up as he gets right around the 10-yard line. Casey Hughes gets down there to make the stop. So we see Mike Glennon in the NC State Wolfpack. Glennon rated by Mel Kiper, the #3 senior for the NFL draft. What's the evaluation on Mike Glennon?
Well, big, tall, strong quarterback, deep balls, very, very good, has a big arm, throws the ball a little bit low, not very mobile.
In the pro-style offense that NC State runs, Shadrack Thornton, true freshman, no gain.
He can be fantastic at times, particularly with the passes that are about 20 yards, 18 to 20 yards and beyond. A little bit more inconsistent on the shorter intermediate throws.
He is a name you're going to hear a lot about between now and April 25th, the first day of the NFL draft. The 6'6" senior from NC State, Mike Glennon. Over the middle, completes his first pass. That's Quentin Payton, NC State's leading receiver.
You know, and so much of Mike Glennon's history is tied to that of Russell Wilson when Wilson left North Carolina State, or actually in a lot of views was pushed out by Tom O'Brien, and Wilson wound up at Wisconsin and had a great year there, and now is doing great things in the NFL. And so there's always the comparison to Wilson for Glennon.
Wilson graduated from NC State with a year of eligibility, so didn't have to sit before the year at Wisconsin. Of course, now in Seattle is a terrific rookie quarterback. Thornton picks up the first down. Kenny Ladler there on the stop. But that was how highly NC State thought of Mike Glennon. And that was the upside that a lot of people saw in Mike Glennon. The fact that Tom O'Brien is not here to coach him in the bowl game in his senior year is the downside. Play fake on 1st and 10. Glennon completes again. Mario Carter, chance to look at the impact players for the Wolfpack.
This offense is known for throwing the ball, but they need some production out of Thornton, and he's produced in the last 3 games, over 100 yards in each of the last 3 games. Palmer, big-time player on the outside, more than 215 yards against Clemson. And Wolf, you saw him on defense that opening drive, a couple tackles and broke up a pass.
2 tight ends on 2nd down. Glennon on the roll, completes again. Mario Carter, who then drops it. Incomplete. 3rd down coming up. Carl Butler there in coverage on the tight end.
Well, so far, Glennon has been good on the short and intermediate passes. The accuracy has been there. He's shown a little bit of mobility, and that was really sort of the knock. No one has questioned his ability to throw the deep ball. It's all the other stuff in the fundamentals with the footwork occasionally getting sloppy, and being 6'6". Sometimes he doesn't pay as much attention to it, as he needs to.
3rd down and 3. 1 tight end to the right side. That's Carter. Quick drop. Glennon. Complete. 1st down.
Nicely done.
Underwood slips to the 41.
See how quickly he got back there on the 3 steps and then got the ball out. Nice, compact delivery.
Glennon off to a 3-for-4 start. How much of it for Mike Glennon is that word touch?
So much. But it all begins at the feet, at the base. And when you're that tall, you really have to pay attention to your footwork. You can't have the wide base and have the ball sail on you. You have to be compact.
Handing off to Shadrack Thornton to near the 47. Well, NC State pro-style offense, which means you have to run the football, and they have finally found their run game with Shadrack Thornton, the true freshman, who's rushed for 100+ the last 3 games of the season.
They are at their best offensively when they have the 2 backs out there. This 2-back set, a fullback and a tailback. Play action off of this, or use the fullback to block pressure.
Play fake. Glennon heaving, incomplete. Palmer can't make the grab. Tomorrow, New Year's Day, it is the Rose Bowl game presented by Vizio as Stanford goes for its first Rose Bowl win since 1972. That famous Thunder Chickens defense.
The Thunder Chickens, Dave Tipton and company.
Our coverage begins 4:30 Eastern. Of course, if you have New Year's Day plans, the Watch ESPN app. Glennon to a dragging Palmer for a first down to the 46. As we talk about coaching transitions throughout the bowl season, how about Barry Alvarez transitioning back to the sideline? And David Shaw, so many questions about David Shaw and whether he could keep it rolling. So much credit that's Archie Griffin, two-time Heisman Trophy Award winner. A Rose Bowl game presented by Vizio tomorrow, New Year's Day.
Third straight Rose Bowl for Wisconsin, third straight BCS game for Stanford.
And 2 of those under Shaw. Glennon hit as he throws. It's incomplete. But I want to give David Shaw the credit that he is due, because so many people said, all right, you lose Luck. There's Troy Walters, a great Stanford wide receiver.
Yeah, Troy Walters is really handling things on the sidelines today for Dana Bible, who is the interim head coach up in the booth. And they've done this all season long. So Troy's in charge of the offense down there on the field. He was a Rose Bowl player and a Blitnikoff Award winner at Stanford.
Thornton dropped by Walter May to force 3rd and 8.
Your point about David Shaw. Go ahead.
That so many people said after Jim Harbaugh, after Toby Gerhardt, after Andrew Luck, Stanford was just going to revert.
Right.
They're not reverting. They're in the Rose Bowl again, 3rd straight BCS, 2 of those under David Shaw.
Yeah, they're building. He's got it rolling.
Next step, Rose Bowl win. They haven't won it since back-to-backs in 71 and 72. Here it's NC State, 3rd and 9. High snap, Glennon all the way back inside the 35. On 3rd and 9, a huge loss, driving NC State all the way back inside its own 35.
And it's a huge loss because they had Vandy totally discombobulated. They were not prepared defensively. They were yelling and screaming, trying to get guys covered, and the ball went over Glennon's head, even at 6'6". But what a blown opportunity. They had Vandy running on defense.
Loss of 21 on the high snap, officially a sack. NC State downs it at the 30. This is the center, Camden Wentz. High snap.
Now, how about this opportunity? You had a defense that wasn't ready to go, and you snapped it over the quarterback's head. Wow, bad start, NC State.
ESPN College Football, the Franklin American Mortgage Music City Bowl, is brought to you by Franklin American Mortgage. It all begins with home. Gaylord Hotels, Ram Trucks, Guts, Glory, Ram. And the Venture Card from Capital One. Earn double miles you can actually use.
I'm not sure what kind of harbinger this is for bowl performance, but NC State did win the rib eating contest between the 2 teams leading up to the Franklin American Mortgage Music City Bowl.
Does that slow you down?
Yes, I can answer that in the affirmative. Jordan Rogers, Zach Stacy, and the Vanderbilt offense back for their 2nd possession. It was an opening drive touchdown. Stacy across the 35. Well, the interim acting head coach is Dana Bible, 35th season as a coach, and somewhere in that booth is Dana Bible.
Yeah, he's somewhere around there. That would be Dana Bible, somewhere up here. He's back there. And I don't blame him for the tough 5 weeks he's had. I'd be behind the glass, too.
That was advanced illustration right there, Rod. Rogers, quick hitter to the outside, complete to Chris Boyd near a first down. A chance to check in on New Year's Eve with John Saunders.
Well, Carter, Happy New Year's to you guys as well. We just want to let everybody know over on ESPN2, Big East opener, Pittsburgh with an early lead over Cincinnati. Cincy coming off their first loss of the season. Happy New Year, guys.
Indeed, Happy New Year to you. Welcome back to
Happy New Year, John.
Rod Gilmore's Rockin' New Year's Eve from Nashville, Tennessee. Anderson has Kathy Griffin. We have Jamel Hill. I think we work out good on that one. Rogers play fake on first down. Jordan Rogers heaving long into double coverage. It's knocked away from Chris Boyd. Dante Johnson.
Again, that's a matchup of a big, tall corner against a big, tall receiver. But your quarterback has got to hang in there and deliver the football. I mean, watch Rogers step in there and take this shot. But when you have a tall corner, he can go up and battle that tall receiver. Boyd 6'4", Johnson 6'3 plus.
Both corners for NC State check in at 6'3".
Here's that Wildcat, and they've run it really well today. So far, 16 yards, 2 carries.
Stacy hands off out of the Wildcat. It's Brian Kimbrough who's dropped for a loss. David Emerson, that big corner, in there on the stop.
Yeah, and you know, Emerson is really kind of a cover guy. I mean, he's not known for being real physical and making a lot of tackles, but he has the body of an NFL corner, a big corner, 6'3", 200 pounds. And a lot of folks thought that he might be a first-round pick. Hasn't been that productive this year, but he's not a physical corner. He is a cover corner.
Mel Kiper has him as the #3 junior corner in the country. Third down for Vanderbilt against Emerson and the Wolfpack D.
Do they bring it? Do they bring pressure?
Yes, they do. Here comes the blitz from Wolf. Rogers chased, heaves, incomplete. Emerson in coverage on Boyd, but they brought Earl Wolf, the strong safety, on the blitz.
Yeah, he tried to time it, was a little bit late with it. He had a running start from about 10, 12 yards deep and missed the timing on it just a little bit. But this is a defense that believes in pressure.
Jordan Rogers was 4 for 5 on the opening drive, a touchdown for Vanderbilt. Goes just 1 of 3 on the second drive. And Richard Kent, terrific punter from Marietta, Georgia, boots this one rolling inside the 20. The 12th time he has pinned an opponent inside their 20-yard line. Mike Glennon and the NC State Wolfpack get the football for the second time in Nashville. 7-0 start for Vanderbilt on NC State in downtown Nashville. Big season for Vanderbilt, and Mr. Snedeker in attendance. Also, Mr. Price is there. Brent Snedeker was the FedEx Cup champion in 2012.
How do you play golf in this cold weather?
Well, you don't. How about that? Glennon throwing on first down. It's intercepted by Kenny Ladler. The pressure comes from the middle linebacker, Garnham, and Ladler has just his second interception of the season.
Yeah, pressure in the face. This is the 3rd time in this ballgame they've brought pressure with 5 guys or more. Watch it from the top of the screen. Miss block and the pressure inside, and Glennon doesn't really step into it. And this ball hangs. It hangs and it's inside.
So against the Vanderbilt pressure, Glennon has struggled in the early going.
Well, he doesn't have a pass completed over 15 yards yet, and that's because of that pressure. And Vandy will continue to bring it. That's their style.
So off of the interception, Jordan Rogers and the Commodore offense back on the field. Play fake, Rogers chased, and he is sacked. That's T.Y. McGill, the big sophomore, has his 5th sack of the season. Sophomore from Jessup, Georgia.
31 sacks in the year coming into this ball game for a defense that has been criticized for its run defense, but they certainly have gotten after the passer.
Loss of 6, 2nd and 16. Screen. Zach Stacy makes it 3rd and short. Ricky Dowdy there on the stop. 3rd down and short after the screen to Stacy.
Well, you know, the way that Wildcat has worked for them so far in this ball game, you're not surprised if they come back to it now that they're in the plus territory. They've crossed the 50-yard line, and the Wildcat, they've run it 3 times today. It's been successful, but not here.
Vanderbilt is 3 of 4. Correction, 1 of 2 on 3rd down. Look at the wrong column. Here comes the pressure. Rogers heaves for Matthews, incomplete. Prior to 4th down, a chance to look at the Capital One Bowl matching Georgia, and Nebraska. Taylor Martinez, impressive numbers in his final year as a Husker.
Matt Millen, Joe Tessitore tomorrow. You got a little Joe Tess for me? You do everyone.
Yeah, you know what? I don't have a Tess yet. I'm working on it. Tess is a fan of a couple that I do, but I'm not going to work him in now. How's that?
Take fourth down.
Fourth down, Vanderbilt going for it. Rogers from the shotgun. Low snap. Rogers scrambling. Nearly got it on the second effort, but Ricky Dowdy there to bring him down, and Vanderbilt fails to convert on fourth down. Hands it back to NC State.
Yeah, big play by Dowdy to get that done. But you know, Rogers, you can see the difference. He's a little bit more athletic, a little quicker than Aaron as far as running the football. A little shiftier.
And guess who says that Jordan is more athletic than Aaron? Aaron says that. Says,
okay.
I wish I had the athleticism that youngest brother Jordan does.
I think Aaron's skill set is okay.
I think everyone would agree with you there. Winkles, the fullback, goes in motion. This is Tony Creasy getting just a couple.
You know, this Vanderbilt defense, we talked about how much they believe in pressure. You know, they tend to use a four-man front on first down and second down, and they'll still press you out of that. But where it really gets dicey is on third down. Third down, they go to their three-man front, and they will bring 5, they'll bring 6, and they'll bring them from everywhere.
One more play in the first quarter. Glennon setting up the screen, goes for nothing. It'll be third and long when we come back for the second quarter. Opening drive touchdown for Vanderbilt, an early 7-0 lead.
Get out of Everybody here. Get action. Everybody go your hands up. Get cranked up.
Downtown Nashville, 7-0 start for the hometown Commodores, and they have backed NC State into 3rd and 12.
Yeah, they show a four-man front, but typically in this situation, they drop one of those guys off into pass coverage.
Glennon pressure completes. Tobias Palmer makes the grab at the 49.
Now that throw is the throw that makes scouts gush. I mean, he stayed in there as long as he could, but boy, does he deliver a rocket when he has to.
The interception from Glennon. Vanderbilt unable to put it, converted into points. So Thornton, first down, he lost the football. Commodores think they have it. Vanderbilt football. Just the 14th takeaway, now the 15th takeaway by the Vanderbilt defense. They have been few and far between, but they've got 2 in the first half against NC State.
Yeah, you know, this ball is just carried too loosely. You have to hold it high and tight. You can't have it, you know, kind of leaking out there of your arm. You have to hold it high and tight. Too low, ball gets ripped out. That's a good strip. Is that Thomas who stripped it?
It was John L. Thomas.
What a story he has.
Orlando Sentinel had a great story today on Thomas's road to being a Vanderbilt, not only football player, but graduate. Commodore offense back out there with Wesley Tate, short gainer, but he is graduate. He's earned his degree at Vanderbilt. John L. Thomas had a very rough growing up in Orlando. A lot of credit to his coaches at Boone High School for his success, detailed in the Orlando Sentinel today.
He was essentially homeless.
Family evicted 6 different times during John L. Thomas's growing up years, and you hear a lot of negative stories about football and coaching. There's a very positive one about football coaches making an impact on a young man's life. He's a Vanderbilt graduate succeeding on the
and it's not like he had a derelict dad or anything. His dad was just out of work a lot and had a lot of kids to deal with. It was a tough situation for them, and you know, it takes a village, and they had friends and coaches who stepped in to help out.
John L. Thomas forces the fumble. Vanderbilt offense facing 3rd and 4. Pressure comes again from Wolf. Jordan Rogers heaves long, incomplete. Justin Burris, the redshirt freshman, in coverage on Chris Boyd to make it 4th down.
Yeah, he's in a good position there, and Underwood ran into him and almost could have been flagged for offensive pass interference. But good no call.
Similar situation last time. James Franklin decided to go for it on 4th down. This time the punting unit comes on, but Vanderbilt has told us be ready for anything today. Like a standard punt from the 43-yard line. Into the end zone, touchback. Jamel Hill will visit with the new head coach of the NC State Wolfpack, Dave Doran, when we come back to Nashville. With the new year, a new head coach for NC State football, Dave Doran is with Jamel Hill.
Coach, nice to see you again. You've been in Raleigh now for a couple of weeks. You've had a chance to observe this team. How would you evaluate where they are?
Well, I kind of stood back. I wanted them to have closure to their season and give respect to their coaches. But I know they're excited. They're really anxious to be down here and finish this thing the right way.
Now, you will lose Mike Glennon. What does the future look like at the quarterback position?
Well, it's too early to say. There'll be a lot of competition. I know the returning guys are excited, and obviously we're going to go out and recruit and try to fill some spots that way too. But look forward to the competition and developing the guys that are coming back.
Now, it's a bit of an odd situation because you have the old coaching staff there. You're the new staff. How did you try to balance kind of that strange and awkward situation?
Well, I tried to be respectful, like I said. I mean, coaching is a fraternity. You know, I wanted those coaches to be able to leave the right way, the way that anyone would want to be treated. And at the same time, I had a job to do, so I tried to do that the best I could. Now,
your old team, Northern Illinois, they'll be playing in a BCS game. How will that feel for you to watch them on that stage?
I'm excited for those guys. It's going to be weird sitting in the stands, but I'm really excited to sit there with my wife and my kids and enjoy the game and cheer them on.
Okay, thank you, Coach.
All right, thanks. Go Pack.
That's Dave Doran, the former Wisconsin defensive coordinator, then 2 years Northern Illinois. Won MAC championships both years, now at NC State. The officials huddle prior to 3rd down and 2.
Please reset the game clock to 12:28.
Well, speaking of Northern Illinois, Jordan Lynch and the Discover Orange Bowl. ESPN tomorrow, New Year's night, Northern Illinois versus Florida State, 8:30 Eastern time.
North Carolina State beat Florida State, which really took them out of the hunt for the national championship.
3rd down and 2 here for NC State. Glennon completes. 1st down by about a yard. That's Asa Watson who makes the catch, moving the chains.
Well, the pressure has been so intense from the Vandy defense that North Carolina State can't get the ball down the field. Everything's been short. Whenever Glennon's tried to get the ball deep a little bit, he's had pressure. He's been intercepted. He's been knocked down. He has 3 hurries. So the pressure has been an issue.
5th straight completion for Glennon. It's Watson again who fumbles the 3rd takeaway of the 1st half by the Vanderbilt defense. Herring forces it. Ladler recovers. And a defense who had 13 takeaways all year long has 3 in the 1st half against the Pack.
Yeah, but was he down? That's one question that I have here. Nope, he was not down. That ball was knocked out. A big hit by Herring, 35, dislodged it. And that was after the first pass by Glennon that was down the field and caught. The first one about 15 yards or so.
3 straight drives end in turnovers by NC State. Vanderbilt has not scored on the first 2 opportunities. Commodore offense from the 28. Wildcat Zach Stacy gets a good block on the outside from his fullback Lassing. Stacy takes it to the 19.
Well, the layoff has not been good for North Carolina State. A number of miscues. Begins right here with a drop pass. And that's Palmer, has it right there. And then there's a snap over Glennon's head. That took away a big 3rd down. And Glennon throws one up for grabs that Ladler gets. And then how about the fumble by Thornton? And now one more turnover as Watson gives this one up after the big hit by Herring.
And those are on consecutive drives. That's 4 drives. Yeah. A bad snap, INT, fumble, and Stacy takes it inside the 15.
It's also sudden change. It is a situation where your defense unexpectedly has to get out on the field and emotionally react to that situation. And to do it that many times in a row, that's draining. I mean, at some point you start feeling a little like, come on guys, hang on to the football. I mean, give us a chance here.
The NC State fans are saying, yep, we have seen this in one way or another throughout the year. Stacy on first down takes it inside the 10 to the 7. NC State team who mentioned the win over Florida State. They were 5-2 on October 27. Won only 2 more games.
Run the Wildcat until they stop it. That was another Wildcat. They got more good yardage out of it. And when you go Wildcat, that gives you essentially 10 blockers and 1 ball carrier. And normally you only have 9 blockers. But now with the Wildcat, you got a chance to do really a hat on a hat and make a guy miss. They're in it again.
Wildcat for a touchdown. Stacy extends his Vanderbilt record. That's the 30th rushing touchdown of his career. The 3rd NC State interception turns into a touchdown for Vanderbilt. Third turnover turns into the touchdown.
Carter, they've been in the Wildcat 5 times. They have 28 yards rushing on that Wildcat formation and a touchdown.
You said run it until they can stop it. NC State has not. This is Ryan Fowler for the PAT. Jordan Rogers will hold. Like it was touched, but still good. Fowler makes it 14-0 Vanderbilt. Wolf got a hand on it.
Nothing more important than points off of turnovers. Watson gives it up here, and then Stacy finishes it off. Points off turnovers for Vandy.
ESPN College Football, the Franklin American Mortgage Music City Bowl, is brought to you by Franklin American Mortgage. It all begins with home. Visit MusicCity.com and Taco Bell. Sometimes you gotta live Moss.
Last night in downtown Nashville, the Battle of the Bands, Diamond Rio was on the stage as well. It has been a party weekend in Nashville. Yesterday, NFL game, Titans and Jets. New Year's Eve, a good day to not be an NFL head coach, for sure. We're in downtown Nashville, LP Field, home of the Titans. Vanderbilt playing in their home city, not their home field, just a few miles away from campus.
I think there are probably a lot of NFL coaches who are okay. It's just the guys getting the pink slips.
It's a good day to be an employed NFL head coach.
There you go.
Spears kickoff, taken by Tobias Palmer. He bobbles it again. Second bobble by Palmer to the 15. Chance to look at today's Buick playbook.
Well, we talked about this Wildcat package and how successful it's been for Vandy. Take a look here. You got 5 defenders, right? How about the fact you got 5 blockers over here? Numbers that work for you. And now you have a free running back who shouldn't be touched. Blockers do their job. Stacy's not touched. And until NC State can get a free guy over to help make tackles, that Wildcat is going to be a problem for them.
Over 3,000 rushing yards now for Zach Stacy. 30 career rushing touchdowns. Lennon on the roll, completes.
You know, if you're Dana Bible and Troy Walters over there on the sideline, you're thinking, okay, we've had some things that have worked. We just need to hang on to the football. The short throws have worked. The only thing that's been a problem besides the turnovers is pressure, and so they haven't been able to throw the ball down the field.
3 straight drives for NC State, resulting in turnovers. Interception, fumble, fumble. After an opening drive, punt resulting from a bad snap. finally some momentum here as Creasy gets the first down across the 40.
So the way they're calling their plays, Dana Bible is up in the booth, and he's been there all season long, even though he's the interim head coach. Troy Walters is on the sidelines making the calls, relaying things on to Glennon, and he's done that all season long. Dana Bible's hiding, not really hiding, but he's back up there. We just can't see him.
They fake on first down. Glennon steps up in the pocket and delivers. Great throw. Palmer.
You see?
That's where it is. That's where Mike Glennon flashes and you say NFL quarterback.
I mean, that guy can stand on the far hash and throw a bullet to the sideline. Watch the way this comes out of his hand. I mean, talk about spinning it. That's beautiful. I mean, that is classic. That's when you see that out of a 6'6" quarterback. You go, NFL guy.
28-yard gain is back to Creasy on the ground. We check again with Jamel.
Carter and Rod, after that last touchdown that NC State's defense gave up, there was a lot of frustration by the defensive unit. Cornerback David Amerson told the defense, they're not that good. We have to make them pass the ball.
Well, reaction?
I think you have to have a little bit more respect. They're up 14-0.
Scoreboard. Glennon completes second completion on the drive to Talbert. So they've gone to Talbert after Watson fumbled on the last drive as the second tight end out there for NC State.
You know, that's sort of been the issue with Vandy forever. You know, folks have always said they're not that good. And back-to-back bowl wins, back-to-back bowl games, 2 straight winning seasons, and you still hear they're not that good.
Creasy to near the 15. This has been a historic run for Vanderbilt. If Vanderbilt wins this game, they're up 14-0. If they win this game, they go to 9 wins for the first time since 1915.
Yeah, and Franklin will tell you that people keep saying can't be done. Can't win 8, can't win 9, can't go to bowl games, can't win in the SEC. And he doesn't want to hear any of that.
They also beat Tennessee by 23. Glennon's pass dropped by Palmer in the end zone. Trey Wilson there in coverage.
Yeah, Wilson does a nice job of battling through at the end of that play. You know, technique can only get you in position to battle, to play. Technique gets him there. He continues to battle. Right hand in there, holding on. That's not pass interference, and knocking it away with the left hand. Although Palmer's got to catch that ball.
3rd and 5 for the Pack. Pressure. Glennon sees it, completes. Finds Creasy. It'll be 1st and goal, Wolfpack.
Good matchup, good decision. Running back against the linebackers. That is a mismatch that works for the offense. And Glennon, good decision coming off one receiver to go to his outlet, the running back.
On 1st and goal. Glennon out the back of the end zone. Right decision.
I'd like to see them take a shot at it with that 2-back formation down there. I mean, Vandy has not played against a fullback tailback offense very often this season. They saw some of it against Wake. Wake ran the ball on them pretty well.
Last game of the regular season for Vanderbilt against Wake Forest from the ACC.
Yeah, they go one back down here.
2 tight ends. Creasy to the 1. It will be 3rd down and goal from the 1 for NC State. Kyle Westman on the stop at the 1. Three straight drives have resulted in NC State turnovers. They've taken it to the Vanderbilt 1.
They need this. I really like the idea of pounding it behind 44 wrinkles, your fullback.
Touchdown, NC State. Creasy takes it in.
You know, when your defense plays against a one-back set all season long, just dealing with a fullback who's coming out here and being prepared. That's tough. And they used it perfectly. Off tackle, get in behind Winkles, let Creasy get the touchdown, but Winkles leading that play.
Would you want to tangle with that man?
Is that kiss kind of look on his lips?
Logan Winkles leads the way. Creasy gets in. Like the NC State fight song says, rise up to the fray. Let your colors wave. Shout out for dear old NC State. NC State finally on the scoreboard. Vanderbilt still has a 1-touchdown lead. Capital One Bowl week continuing later today. First, the Conference USA champ Tulsa taking on Iowa State. AutoZone Liberty Bowl. Then it's LSU versus Clemson in the Chick-fil-A Bowl, which would mean Taj Boyd, one of those other senior quarterbacks who's high on the draft list.
Yeah, he's a talented young man, and that is a great environment in Atlanta. That is a rocking deal, SEC, ACC.
It's two teams trying to bounce back from disappointing bowl performances last year.
Oh, boy.
LSU was in the championship, and then Clemson got run out of the Orange Bowl by West Virginia.
Run out, passed out, kicked out.
Anyway, kicked out. Sadie kicks off. Ryan Kimbrough lets it bounce, takes it at the 1. Kimbrough has blockers. Across the 50. Dragged down finally at the NC State 44. Ryan Kimbrough finally brought down by Salahuddin. A 55-yard return.
And he is the quick change of pace running back who does a great job on kick returns.
There is a flag down, which we will obviously check.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct on the kicking team. Number 32, 15-yard penalty, first down.
Well, that just adds on to it, but what a great return by Kimbrough. There is nothing there, it appears, at a time, and he makes a good move, and now you lose him, and all of a sudden, there he goes. A good vision, finding it to the outside. See if we can pick up the hit at the end.
That's the kicker, Sadie, who was called for the unsportsmanlike conduct at the end of the play. This is Stacy again in the Wildcat, squirting inside the 20.
Yeah. That's a problem. The Wildcat is a huge, huge problem. No answer for it yet. They're trying to blitz and deal with it, but if you're not blitzing in the right spot, you get trapped inside.
Stacy's averaging nearly 6 yards a carry. Jordan Rogers back in for first down.
You know, Emerson said they're not that good. Need to make them pass it. Well, if they don't have to pass it, then they're pretty good running it.
Here's Stacy with a kick-out block. Stacy takes it to the 15. Pickup of 3 more for Zach Stacy, the senior from Centerville, Alabama.
And a good pressure that time to destroy the blocking for the Wildcat. But Stacy made the play happen. I mean, he made 2 or 3 guys miss.
8 times they've run the Wildcat, 45 yards.
It is the #1 play they will put on the chalkboard at halftime and try to figure out how to slow it down.
Rogers under center, tosses to Stacy on second down. Picking his way to near the 10. It's third down and a couple for the Commodores.
He is such a patient runner, but decisive when he makes up his mind. He lets the block develop in front of him, but when he decides to go and he makes the cut, he goes full speed through that hole.
Over 3,000 rushing yards in his Vanderbilt career, 30 rushing touchdowns, including the last Vanderbilt touchdown.
Healthy for the first time in about 3 months.
3rd and 3, Stacy from the Wildcat. Waiting for the blocks and leaning forward for a first down. first and goal, Vanderbilt.
Yeah, they've got it all working now. I mean, now they go Wildcat, and they show you the heavy side formation with all the blocks, and they run the counter away from it. They get you loading up to the side where all the blockers are, and Stacy just picks his way back around to the other side. And right now, it's like you're facing a pitcher that has everything. He's got the fastball, he's got the breaking ball, and you have no idea what's coming next when they're in that Wildcat.
Zach Stacy has no-hitter stuff going on now for the Commodores. Again on first and goal. The fastball right down the middle. Touchdown, Commodores.
Wow.
That's Tate who takes it on the Wildcat. Touchdown, Vandy. Eighth rushing touchdown of the year for Wesley Tate. BAT is good, 21-7 Vanderbilt. I like the Vandy fight song says, dynamite, dynamite. Vandy starts to fight.
John Saunders back here in the studio. NC State with some work to do against Vanderbilt. Coming up at halftime, I'll be joined by Mark May and Lou Holtz. We'll talk about USC and Max Whittick finishing out their season. Battle of Tigers in the Georgia Dome. And boy, it's not a good day to be a coach in the National Football League. It's all coming up at halftime. Right now, let's go back out to Carter, Rod, and Jamel.
You know, this is NC State's first game in the state of Tennessee since Lou Holtz took the Pack to the 1973 Liberty Bowl in Memphis and beat Kansas.
Wow. Good knowledge.
Dr. Lou, former Wolfpack head coach, former NFL head coach as well, of course. It will be NC State having to come back in the state of Tennessee. They're going to do it against Vanderbilt here. A 21-7 lead for the Commodores in their hometown of Nashville. Carter Blackburn, Rod Gilmore, Jamel Hill. Palmer from the 5. Palmer will take it all the way back. No flags down. Touchdown, NC State. Yard kickoff return for a touchdown. The second of the season for Tobias Palmer. It's a one-touchdown game again.
This is a great job, special teams. Look at the blocking here. Everybody's got a guy. All you got to do is read it. Great job at that first line. Everybody hitting their guy, moving him to the right side. Palmer reads it perfectly, and he's off to the races. I mean, that was stellar.
The fifth-year senior Tobias Palmer. We're at nearly 500 yards of all-purpose offense in one game against Clemson. Has 94 there for the Pack.
I think that atones for the couple of drops he's had on the kick returns today.
Nicholas Sadie for the BAT. In the first half for NC State, 3 turnovers. No answer to the Vanderbilt Wildcat, but Tobias Palmer has made sure the Wolfpack is right in this one. Well, the Wolfpack fans are feeling much better than they were about 2 minutes ago. Tobias Palmer takes a 94-yard second kickoff return for a touchdown this season. Well, the fifth-year senior for the Wolfpack, and we're back to a one-touchdown game.
How can you have 3 turnovers and still be in the game?
And give up all of those yards on the Wildcat, which we will document in a moment. Nicholas Sadie to kick off. Kimbrough had a solid 55-yard return last time that he got his hands on it. From the goal line. Kimbrough stopped at the 21. Let's go back to the last Vanderbilt drive. Recap brought to you by Chevy.
Well, it was a 5-play drive, and in that 5-play drive, 4 of the plays were out of the Wildcat formation for 28 yards. And in fact, before that drive, 6 of their last 7 plays have been Wildcat. And that is Stacy and also Tate in that single formation, getting it done, Tate getting the touchdown. And so if you're North Carolina State, you gotta be all in on the Wildcat. When you see it, you gotta really load the box.
Rogers goes under center with Tate behind him on 20. First down from the 21. Toss to Tate. To the 25, running behind the left tackle, Ryan Seaborn.
Going back to the quote from Emerson, Jamel Hill caught him on the sideline saying, they're not that good. We need to make them throw. We got to stop the run. You got to stop the Wildcat. Got to stop the toss sweep. And if you can't do that, you know what? They actually are that good.
Now, the rushing yard's not huge for Vanderbilt, 78, but they've had short fields the last couple of times because of the takeaways and then the big kick return. So it's been an effective 78 yards rushing. Shifting the tight end to the fullback on second down. Play fake. Jordan Rogers heaves it for Tate on the wheel route. Flag down. They got the pass interference call. Brandon Pittman. Call for pass interference.
Well, Pittman was in.
Pass interference. Defense, number 39. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Pittman was in good shape but didn't realize it. All he had to do was turn towards the ball, turn inside, and he would have been fine. He had the sideline helping him on the outside. Instead, he just ran right into the receiver. Just turn inside and you're fine.
So the pass interference brings it out to the 40. 2:42, and you see the yellow notches below the Vanderbilt name. That means 3 timeouts for the Commodores. Tate, Wildcat. NC State holds him to about a yard that time. So trying to find the answer defensively, the pack.
Yeah, how about the fans reacting to that stop? But look at the box. They've loaded the box now. They know Wildcat is coming. They see it. They're ready. They're prepared now. And everybody takes the right gap. They blitz from the edge. They shut it down.
So now the Commodores go 4 wide on 2nd and 9 with Jordan Rogers from the shotgun. And still running. Rogers tripped and dropped. It'll be 3rd and long.
Yeah, well, that's just another way of getting to the Wildcat. That's Rogers, who's athletic enough to run it, but Brian Slay was there to make the tackle. So now Emerson gets his wish. 3rd down, long situation, forcing the throw.
NC State does not call a timeout. They have 3 left. If you stop them on 3rd down, potential time on the clock. No timeout taken from the acting head coach, Dana Bible. Wolfpack shows pressure. Rogers checks. Here they come. Vanderbilt picks it up. Dragging receiver Boyd is wrestled down at the 44. Brandon Pittman, who had the pass interference call, makes a nice open field tackle.
That is a good job by the defense. You actually designed that to make sure that you have the quarterback get rid of the ball early. I mean, you want to force the ball to come out and let your guys come up and make the tackle.
So 4th down coming, which means it's going to be NC State football again. And in a game that really Vanderbilt, all the categories except the special teams Palmer. I mean, it's been Vanderbilt dominating this game, and yet NC State right in it with a 1-touchdown ball game.
Well, the turnovers have hurt them, but they got back with the kickoff return by Palmer that helped them. And now if they can figure out a way to just protect Glennon a little bit better, they'll get a chance to get the ball down the field. When he has the time, you've seen a tremendous arm out of him.
Mike Glennon and NC State are going to get it back with 3 timeouts, a minute left. Punt bobbled. Was it touched?
I don't think so.
Apparently not.
No,
Boy.
no. The official was right there.
Rashard Smith very close to touching that football, which would have made it live, which would have set up Vanderbilt. Well, that's as close as you get.
Shades of the San Francisco 49ers playoff game last year. Woo.
Well, Smith apparently pulled the hand away.
Yeah, that's not conclusive to be able to determine that he touched it.
It will be reviewed, a 44-yard punt.
Yeah, I couldn't tell from either one of those first two angles that there was anything conclusive about him touching it.
As you said, the official was right there.
Yeah, he was right there, had a great view, and did not call it as having been touched.
You know, what's tricky about that as a review, you'd usually look to see, was the ball deflected? Was there a change in the way the ball was traveling as it was touched? But the ball hits, the nose hits, and it's bounding away anyway.
Yeah, I can't see anything conclusive there about him touching that ball. So I would think that this play would just stand.
Remember, throughout this bowl season, this is the first of 9 bowl games on the ESPN network. So in the next 2 days leading up to the BCS National Championship, remember, as you watch all these bowl games, instant replay, rule book says the replay official.
After review, the ruling on the field stands. First down, North Carolina State.
Replay official must be convinced beyond all doubt by indisputable video evidence. The standard is very high.
Yeah, and I think of it in terms of the fact that the replay official cannot substitute his judgment about what he thinks. It's got to be conclusive evidence that it's clear to everyone. So that's the right call.
Counselor, I grant you your motion. As the rain begins to fall here. Glennon throwing on first down. It's another pick. 4th takeaway by the defense. This is Samuels inside the 20. Second interception thrown in the first half by Mike Glennon.
Yeah, he forced this one. He had man under coverage. So you've got a man covering the receiver, and he's in between the quarterback and the receiver, and he has help down the field. And he tries to squeeze it in there. There is not a big window. You've got a guy underneath and a guy over the top. That's a bad decision.
And someone is going to have to make a decision. Do you spend a first-round pick on Mike Glennon? We've seen him make terrific throws. We've seen him turn it over twice. This year, he now has 16 INTs.
Well, it only takes one team to fall in love with you, but we've heard scouts all over the board about him.
And it's a long way until April 25th. Stacy out of the Wildcat, throwing to the end zone, just overshooting Jordan Rogers.
He had him. And you see Franklin say, give it some air. Put it out there. Let him go get it.
Franklin, who is unapologetically emotional.
Oh, Rogers is just running a corner route. Look at him. He's wide open.
He double moved him.
Oh, he did.
He double moved David Amerson, the terrific corner.
But we talked about his athleticism. I mean, you don't see Aaron Rodgers running too many of those corner routes, do you?
Well, maybe the Packers will put it in for that playoff game next week.
I mean, Jordan doesn't have an MVP Super Bowl trophy, but Aaron doesn't have that move.
5 wide, screen on 2nd and 10. That's Jordan Matthews slipping away into the end zone. Touchdown, Vanderbilt. Instead of a Jordan Rogers touchdown grab, it's a Jordan Matthews touchdown grab.
Well, what do you want to talk about? Points off turnovers or poor tackling in this secondary that we talked about at the very beginning of the game?
Second time that Vanderbilt has taken an NC State turnover and turned it into a touchdown. 4 for 4 in the red zone. Touchdowns for Vanderbilt. 14 points off the takeaways. Glennon's second interception turns into a touchdown for the Doors.
Yeah, now watch Matthews. There is pressure. The ball's out there. Now watch the missed tackles. Right there. Bad angle. An issue all season long from North Carolina State. But also a nice throw by Rogers to get it out quickly while the pressure was coming.
Question for you, Ron. Do you go sour cream dip or do you go guacamole for your New Year's Day?
All day guacamole, man.
This is the lineup on New Year's Day. And these are the early games. That's noon Eastern. Noon Eastern on the U. Purdue, Oklahoma State, and then Georgia, Nebraska, the Capital One Bowl, Outback Bowl, South Carolina, Michigan. The SEC Big Ten at 1 Eastern from Tampa.
Is there anything better than 30 hours of college football?
New Year's Day is my favorite day of the year. It's my favorite holiday, more than Christmas, more than Thanksgiving, because you can stay in your PJs and watch college football all day long.
Guacamole or sour cream for you?
I'd like to mix it both. I mean, I'm not going to discriminate between my dips to watch football by. We know from Peyton that's oh nice. Did we say that he's unapologetically emotional? And we're going to hear from Coach Franklin before the half. That was Eric Samuels. We got the love from Coach Franklin.
And he got the pick that set that up.
This is Rashard Smith. The toss back, a little Music City miracle attempt for NC State before the half. Vanderbilt snuffs it out. Tobias Palmer dropped. The Peyton Manning line I was trying to think of was nothing goes to football like tamponade. Scratch that one from the list. Sour cream and guac. Those are your more football appropriate dishes for New Year's Day. 33 seconds before the half here. See the approach for NC State. Remember, Glennon threw the pick as the rain began to fall last time he had it. Turned into a Vandy TD. Glennon's going to set up a screen. It was tipped. Taken down the sideline by Creasy. They dialed it up correctly. The screen on first down. We'll see where Creasy stepped out.
They still have time to get in position for at least a field goal. And there's the step out clearly by that left foot.
So 47-yard line, 23 seconds left. Glennon chased by May. He's incomplete. That's Walter May pressuring Mike Glennon.
Well, there's nothing but pressure. I mean, Vandy has brought it all day long, so you have to be prepared, expect it, and Glenn is not going to run away from it too often. It's not his strong suit.
Walker May gets the pressure there on Mike Glennon. It's second down.
You get Palmer down to the right side of the screen. He is really the deep threat.
Complete over the middle. Archibald Barnes there on the stop. 12 seconds. NC State will use a timeout. When you have Mike Glennon, we've talked about the pros and the cons, and again, it'll be debated all the way through April 25th, first day of the draft. But no question, Glennon can throw the deep ball and has the arm strength to take it from the 50 to the end zone.
Yeah, but there's so much more to playing quarterback than just arm strength. As you've seen, Aaron Rodgers was not taken as early as everybody expected in the draft because there are questions about his arm strength. But he certainly has gotten stronger now. But he had everything else in the quarterback: footwork, accuracy, toughness, leadership qualities. And all those things will be measured by Glennon over the next several weeks, months before the draft.
Again, Mel Kiper has him as the #3 senior quarterback at Barkley. Geno Smith ahead of him right now in that discussion.
Yeah, Tyler Bray's coming out. I think Tyler Bray's going to be ahead of him too.
Glennon time to throw, completes, out of bounds with 7 seconds. Rashard Smith.
This is your last shot here. You've got 7 seconds. You've got a timeout. You can take a shot and get yourself close enough, but you got to get down and get the timeout. You can use the middle of the field here to do it.
If I'm NC State, I'm going to the end zone here with 7 seconds.
Really? I wouldn't do that. I don't think you have much chance of getting it done there. I would much rather take a shot at 10 yards or so get the timeout and try a field goal.
Blitz coming. Glennon completes. Clock will stop on the first down with 2 seconds, Mr. Gilmore.
Well, you know, if you got a chance to get something when you have no right to expect it, it's a gift. Take it.
Well, Vanderbilt coming into this game, I mean, the two things that were weak on the stat sheet were takeaways and red zone touchdowns, and they have reversed both of those in the first half against NC State.
They've been great in the red zone with that offense, and it's primarily been out of that wildcat formation with Stacy and Tate running the ball, and NC State hasn't had an answer for it. The takeaways have been tremendous individual plays, punching the ball out with a big hit, a great pick.
Last play of the half will be a field goal attempt from Nicholas Sadie. This will be from 44. He has missed 3 of his last 4, all from 42 and out. Timeout Vanderbilt.
Timeout Vanderbilt. Their first 30-second timeout.
Now also before this 44-yard kick, been raining off and on maybe the last 10 minutes, so the field conditions a little bit wet and sloppy for the snap and hold.
Well, the field was played on yesterday by the Titans, and there was some rain and sleet a few days ago. I mean, this field has been worked over, so the footing could be problematic.
Now Sadie's long. That was a 50-yarder versus Miami, but again, missed 3 of his last 4 kicks to close the regular season, all from distance. "44-yarder is no good, and Vanderbilt takes a 2-touchdown lead to the half. Commodores 28, NC State 14. 4 first-half turnovers by NC State. 2 of those result in Vanderbilt touchdowns. Commodores trying to win their 9th game for the first time since 1915. Their head coach, James Franklin, is with Jamel Hill.
Coach, you said you're an emotional guy. We saw you give Eric Samuels, was that like a mock kiss? What was that?
Yeah, it wasn't a real kiss, actually. I was really excited.
Now, your defense has come up with 4 turnovers. Why have they been so successful in that area today?
You know, they're moving the ball on us very well, but the turnovers have been a really good eraser for us. The guy's really accurate, you know, and because of that, when we get tight coverage, we have a chance to intercept it.
Now, what do you have to do in the second half to close this out?
Yeah, we just got to play the second half like the first half didn't even exist. Stick to our plan, we'll be fine.
Okay, thank you, Coach.
Thank you very much.
A 28-14 lead for James Franklin on NC State. Commodores lead it. Now we send you on to the halftime report. John, Mark, and Lou.
Carter, Rod, and Jamel, Happy New Year to you. It is our halftime report. John Saunders with Mark May and Lou Holtz. It is the season to give. However, if you're a coach, you don't want to be giving the ball away like NC State is. They should be happy they're in the game right now.
Well, I think very happy. You know, going into this football game, you felt that NC State had to play almost a perfect game. They were 106th in the country in rushing, and Glennon had thrown 14 interceptions. But to have 4 turnovers in the first half, plus a snap over the quarterback's head to lose 21 yards, plus 2 lost fumbles. Here you see him throwing it into double coverage just time after time. Let's remember the first game of the season, NC State opened up at Tennessee and performed very, very poorly. They've done the same thing here in the first half, but they're only down by 14. You see it time after time. Receivers get hit, don't protect the football, and the fact that NC State cannot run the football and have not been able to do so all year. Here's the other thing that amazed me. This is the 3rd straight bowl that the Wolfpack have been in. 3 straight years, and the coach gets fired.
Unbelievable. But when you've got a quarterback like Mike Glennon that can spin the football, you've got a 6'6", 240-pound quarterback that over the last 2 years has thrown for over 6,800 yards and over 60 touchdowns. You still have an opportunity in this game, even though you've turned the ball over 4 times. But the thing about Vanderbilt, they've been extremely efficient in the red zone. When you can score 4 times, 4 touchdowns out of 4 opportunities in the red zone, that's big time for Vanderbilt.
You talk about coaches getting fired. Wait till later in the halftime report. We're going to talk about coaches getting fired.
We should go over who kept their job at the same time.
It's a shorter list, perhaps.
You're watching ESPN's presentation of Capital One Bowl Week.
It's about to get rowdy here, but if you want to fight, get out of here. Everybody get amped up. Everybody throw your hands up. I wanna get cranked up. Everybody get amped up. Come on and get amped up.
Now have a good day.
Welcome once again to the Franklin American Mortgage Music City Bowl from Nashville, Tennessee. ACC versus SEC, and it's Vanderbilt, the hometown Commodores, a 2-touchdown lead. Happy New Year's Eve once again from downtown Nashville with Rod Gilmore, Jamel Hill. I'm Carter Blackburn. NC State down by 2 touchdowns. So what is the diagnosis for Dana Bible and his staff at the half?
Well, they have 2 problems. I mean, on offense, that they've got to solve the pressure. The pressure has been relentless. It's been a problem for Glennon. And then on defense, it's the Wildcat. I mean, they've not stopped that formation and that run. It's been the key to the Vanderbilt offense. If they can address those 2 things, they can get back in the ball game. But until they do, it's a tough way to end the year for them.
Well, the Commodores on the brink of a historic win. It's been a historic season, a historic couple of seasons. This is the first time they have ever played in back-to-back bowl games. And if Vanderbilt wins, they go to 9 victories for the first time since 1915.
You know, for years we used to say, that's why you're Vandy, because they would always find a way to lose games. They would never make a play. I don't think you can say that anymore.
Well, 4 takeaways in the first half. They go 4 for 4 in the red zone. Those were the 2 concern areas even throughout an 8-win season for Vanderbilt. They got it done in the first half. Squib kick away from Tobias Palmer, who will pick it up at the 6, hoping it goes out of bounds. Palmer slips away to the 16. Jamel.
Happy New Year, Carter and Rod. Forgot to tell you that earlier. I talked to NC State wide receivers coach Troy Walters, who's been relaying the offensive signals for NC State about how they can adjust in terms of stopping the Wildcat. And he said guys have to stay in their gaps. They have to stay disciplined. He also told me that he told the team at halftime they have to protect the ball better because they're just beating themselves.
Well, you know, Jamel, you're right, and Troy Walters is delivering, you know, those messages. Dana Bible has been upstairs.
Glennon incomplete on the first pass of the second half.
Yeah, well, Glennon has had some issues under pressure and trying to throw the ball deep. On passes over 15 yards, he's 4 of 9 now, with 2 interceptions for only 79 yards. And that's pressure.
Dana Bible is the interim head coach today for NC State. Tom O'Brien fired. Dave Doran, the new head coach. So Bible is upstairs as the acting head coach. There's Thornton fighting his way to make it 3rd down and short. Our first half stats are brought to you by Farmers Insurance.
Well, you see the rushing yards for NC State. Dr. Lou talked about it at halftime, only 17 yards rushing, and they've relied on the passing attack. But you see the big issue is over in that left-hand side. I mean, right there. 4 turnovers. Hard to win with that.
14 points off those turnovers. Glennon fires on 3rd and 3. Palmer. First down, NC State. Trey Wilson finally makes the stop.
Working the inside of the field. If you want to attack this Vandy defense, when they're in their nickel package, working the slot, working against the safeties, that's the way to go. I mean, when they go nickel, they bring in a 3rd safety, not a corner. And safeties aren't as good in pass coverage as corners.
Play fake. State picks up the pressure. So a completion there for Rashard Smith, who takes it inside the 35. And immediately NC State better at picking up the pressure in the second half.
Picking that up and also looking to the inside, getting away from dealing with those corners and working against the safeties.
Thornton puts a good block. Smith picks up the first down. Thornton, the true freshman running back. Now he has room to run, takes it to the 27.
A little bit of that 2-back rushing attack would also help take some of the pressure off. If you can run your offense, pound it with the fullback a little bit, you can take some of that blitzing away.
Thornton gets a couple more. Shadrach Thornton. Stopped by Caleb Azubike, true freshman defensive end from here in Nashville.
You know, as we talked this week about this defense and the tape that we've seen, we were sold that inside, working on on Samuels when he's in that nickel spot or working on Butler is the way to throw the ball and not against those two corners on the outside.
Glennon looking over the middle. Now he's going to heave it to the end zone, and it's another interception. Picked off by the corner, Trey Wilson, who brings it across the 40. Wilson into Wolfpack territory. His own man makes the stop after the INT and return for Wilson inside the NC State 40. He runs into Jared Morris after a 65-yard return.
And I don't get it. I mean, you have the right plan. You're making good decision inside. It's where it works. Why go challenge Wilson? You're not even open. He's baiting you. He's daring you to throw the ball. Wilson is baiting you, daring you to throw it. And you take the bait.
If it's audition day for Mike Glennon, the audition's not going well.
No.
Third interception thrown against a Vanderbilt defense that had only 8 INTs the entire year. That's Rogers to Matthews on first down. Vanderbilt now with 5 takeaways. That is a season high. Ties a Vanderbilt bowl record, which is not a massive accomplishment considering this is their 6th bowl game of all time. But it's 5 takeaways for a team that had only 13 in 12 games in the regular season.
Building a new tradition. Performance in bowl games.
Appearing in bowl games, step 1. Play fake on second down. Rogers heaves to the end zone. Hit as he throws. Knocked away. Boy, that's Jordan Matthews quickly turning into a DB and knocking it away from Dante Johnson.
Yeah, might have got away with it a little bit there. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers. I knew him first time. Jordan Rogers a little bit late delivering that. He had the second hitch when he wanted to throw it with the first hitch. Kept the ball, and that little bit of time that he did hang on to it kept him from getting it out there to Matthews on time.
3rd and 5 for Jordan Rogers and the Commodores. Pressure picked up. Rogers incomplete. Thomas Teal, the defensive tackle, applies the pressure.
Now, you were telling me the other day, there is another Rogers son, another brother that no one knows.
Now, that's Luke, the oldest, who jokingly calls himself the Cooper Manning of the Rogers family. But yeah, we got a chance to meet Luke. He says he's one of the guys who convinced Jordan Rogers to come to Nashville. And said, yeah, this is a great town. You're going to have a great experience at Vanderbilt, and he certainly has.
Well, he's got to have an opportunity to have a great experience on 4th down now, as they are going for it, showing Wildcat. Rogers is a wide receiver.
Stacy, Wildcat look on 4th and 5. Wolfpack still hasn't solved it. Stacy to the 16.
And that was the version of the little counter. You see the patience by Stacy to influence the defense to go to the power to the left side. And then he waits for his blockers to pull around and lead him that way. And he got behind Lassing, the fullback, who came from left to right. Look at that, 71 yards on 13 Wildcat plays.
So running again in the red zone. Stacy gets about 3 more. Vanderbilt has been perfect touchdowns in the red zone in large part because of the success of the Wildcat.
At this point, if you're North Carolina State, you see Wildcat, you put 9 in the box. You put 10 in the box. You play everybody face to face, and you say, look, you want to throw it, but we're not going to let you run the Wildcat anymore.
Rogers under center with Stacy behind him on 2nd and 7. Toss to Stacy, reverse. Matthews. Jordan Matthews wrestled down at the 19.
Great job staying at home. Ryan Slay. He wasn't the only one who stayed at home, but they sniffed this one out in a hurry.
Ryan Slay, the senior defensive end, ends up making the stop there for NC State, make it 3rd and long.
Yeah. Boy, what a swing. You're moving for a score, NC State, and now your defense is trying to prevent a score.
Stacy's lined up as a receiver on the bottom of the screen, matched up with Amerson.
Mismatch on the inside.
Heavy pressure. Rogers releases. Complete. Well short of a first down. Stephen Shoy, the tight end, makes just his 7th catch of the year. 4th down coming. Kicking unit comes on for Vanderbilt. First time we have seen the kicking unit for Vanderbilt because the Commodores have been perfect in the red zone. This is Casey Spear, the junior who's made 10 straight, including 50 and 52 versus Wade. This is a 30-yard attempt. Easily good. So the interception by Glennon, the 3rd that he's thrown in this game, turns into 3 points this time for the Commodores. Vanderbilt building a second-half lead.
Tonight, a pair of 10-win Tiger teams tangle. Then tomorrow, South Carolina battles Michigan. Capital One Bowl Week continues with the Chick-fil-A Bowl tonight at 7:30. And tomorrow, the Outback Bowl at 1. College football lives here.
Visit WatchESPN.com or download the Watch ESPN app to watch ESPN live anytime, anywhere. Brought to you by Vizio.
Kerry Spears' 30-yard field goal makes it a 31-14 lead for Vanderbilt over NC State. Carter Blackburn, Rod Gilmore, Jamel Hill. 5 turnovers by NC State today, including 3 from their senior quarterback, NFL prospect Mike Glennon. The last INT turns into 3 points for the Commodores. Kerry Spear to kick off. Another squib kick. Adjustment in the second half. Trying to keep Palmer from the big return. And the 94-yard touchdown in the first half. He's down at the 25. Well, James Franklin says he is unapologetically emotional. We've certainly seen it on the sidelines here today.
Yeah, that was after the miss on the attempted trick play. And then this is Morris knocking down Wilson after the pick. Oh, he wears it on his sleeve, doesn't he?
And boy, he is an aggressive recruiter, aggressive salesman, and it's amazing what Vanderbilt has done in just 2 years, not only on the field, but recruiting-wise. Glennon incomplete on first down. This is amazing that Vanderbilt football in 2013 class, 16th in the country.
Yeah. So the real question becomes, can they sustain this? And some of the critics have said, well, you know, they didn't beat a team that was over 500 this year. Yeah, they did beat Tennessee. They beat Ole Miss, programs that have been pretty good in the past. But when you're building a program, you have to beat the teams you should beat.
Glennon bobbled as he is sacked at the 20. Hangs on to the football, but the Commodores get to Glennon, and he nearly turns it over again.
Pressure. That's been the name of the game. And they get there this time with only 4 guys. Glennon thought he could hang on to the ball, but no, not good enough. Now you have 3rd and forever. And on 3rd down, they go to their nickel package, 3 down linemen. They will bring pressure from a couple of different angles to try and force the ball out in a hurry. And now they have 5 defensive backs on the field.
Kyle Westman gets the sack to force 3rd and 15. Flag down before the play. Ball start.
Ball start. Offense, number 87. 5-yard penalty. Remains 3rd down.
James Franklin told us that at the end of his recruiting pitch, he brings up the 30 for 30 special you're going to see in 20 years is what he tells the 17-year-olds that he talks to.
Yeah, he tells them that they're going to be sitting on the couch with their kids watching it 30 for 30 about how Vanderbilt turned it around and how they were a part of it. That's a pretty good recruiting pitch.
That's the earliest 30 for 30 promo you'll ever hear. 20 years in advance. Glennon finds his check down. That's Thornton, but it's 4th down. Wolfpack will punt. Chance to check in with Jamel.
Well, you guys were talking about how well Vanderbilt has done in recruiting. Well, one of the recruiting nuggets that James Franklin uses is the fact that Vanderbilt has a 74% graduation rate for black male football and basketball players, which is the highest in the SEC. It looks like we have a little action here, maybe a little scrum on the field, but yeah, so that he admitted that he uses that often when he goes into recruits' homes. He said, I can go all over the country and confidently tell recruits and their parents we're selling the whole package.
Yeah, Jamel, and he says that's awfully important to him. He is one of 7 African-American football coaches or coaches of color in the BCS conferences.
James Franklin and Vanderbilt are building a record-setting season, hoping to close it out with a bowl win over NC State, win number 9.
ESPN College Football, the Franklin American Mortgage Music City Bowl, is brought to you by Franklin American Mortgage. It all begins with home. Gaylord Hotels and Cadillac, the standard of the world.
I was really tempted to go get me an old school Porter Wagner sequin Grand Ole Opry Ryman suit for Franklin American Mortgage City Bowl, but the 2-for-1 boot special also nearly snared me in.
2 for 1, 1 for each foot, huh?
First down and 10 here for Vanderbilt, playing in their home city of Nashville. 2nd straight bowl trip. First time you've ever been able to say that about the Commodores. Zach Stacy, maybe a yard. Now this is, as we've said from the beginning, an audition day in a lot of ways for NC State.
Well, you think about the coaching staff for NC State. This is an audition. A lot of guys who don't have jobs. Guys coaching this game, as Doran mentioned, you know, trying to finish it out the right way. But this coaching staff that is leaving, they're searching for work.
As we talked to Dana Bible, offensive coordinator, interim head coach, he was effusive in his praise the efforts of Tom O'Brien. Stacy gets back to the line of scrimmage, but Tom O'Brien's efforts to try and get his staff placed somewhere else for 2013.
Yeah, and Dana Bible is incredibly loyal to Tom O'Brien, not just for being his mentor and having worked with him for years.
Incomplete to Matthews. Rogers pressured.
But remember a few years ago when Dana Bible was sick with leukemia? Yeah, Tom O'Brien kept him on staff and adjusted to his schedule and let him do whatever he needed to do to make it work. And as Dana Bible will tell anyone who is willing to listen, you know, he has the utmost respect and is so fond of Tom O'Brien for what he's done for himself and for his family over the years. Again,
Dana Bible is upstairs in the booth. You saw the heavy reflection, so we haven't been able to get a good look at Dana Bible, but he is upstairs. He's the offensive coordinator, interim head coach. The punt block on and nearly got to it. Richard Smith from inside the 10. Smith to the 15-yard line. Glennon in the offense, back on the field. The audition day continues for NC State. Two of the most storied programs in college football history meet for the national championship. ESPN, January 7, 8 o'clock, the Discover BCS National Championship game. Number 1, Notre Dame. Number 2, Alabama. 8 Eastern, Monday, January 7th.
What's it like to be the #1 team in the country and not get respect? I mean, James Franklin didn't list them in his final voting as a top 3 or 4 team.
NC State handoff to Shadrack Thornton. And by the way, James Franklin is standing by that final ballot that caught him so much flack, including Vanderbilt at 14.
Yeah, his top 3 teams were all SEC teams, and 6 of his top 8 teams were out of the SEC. And a lot of folks will say, well, that's exactly what's wrong with coaches voting.
So Franklin had Alabama 1, Georgia 2, Florida 3, all ahead of the Irish. Glennon dumps. That's complete. Now, what James Franklin says is, I watched hours and hours of tape of the SEC teams. I watched hours and hours of tape at Notre Dame.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to be the one who has that vote, and he stands by it.
Yeah, well, you know, I watch a lot of tape, too. and I've seen some of those teams, and I've seen an awful lot of Notre Dame. And I don't think you put 3 SEC teams ahead of Notre Dame.
Only Rick Stockstill and Tommy Tuberville, formerly of Texas Tech, listed the Irish second. Glennon's going to heave it. Incomplete. Pressured again.
Yeah.
Chase Garnham gets in the face of Glennon.
Look, in all fairness to Glennon, he has been under duress all day long. Now, he's made a couple of bad decisions, but it is awfully tough to quarterback when you're being knocked around and you're on your back and you can't pick up blitzes.
Intentional grounding. Offense. Number 8. Lost it down at the spot of the foul. 4th down.
Now the pressure comes from the left side, unblocked, wide open. And he's not outside the tackle box. And not a receiver anywhere around there. But you can't do that if you're not outside that tackle box.
So it basically works like a sack on the intentional grounding. Credit to the officiating crew for getting together, getting that one right. Punt near the 31, and how about the field position there for Vanderbilt? A 6-game winning streak now for the Vanderbilt Commodores, meaning even though Alabama's playing for the championship, Vanderbilt has the longest winning streak in the SEC.
Yeah, but you know, really the key to their season was after they lost to Florida. After that game, they were 2-4, and this team could have gone south.
And what was the difference?
Well, I think it was Jordan Rogers. I mean, he stepped up and played great, and they won 6 straight games.
After the 22-yard punt, Rogers and the Commodores set up from the 31. Jordan Rogers completes, minimal gain. Jordan Matthews on the grab. David Amerson makes the stop. There had been a whole lot of bowl history at all for Vanderbilt, but in recent years they were here in the 2008 Music City Bowl, a game that they won over Boston College. And then last year, disappointing performance down the road in Memphis in the AutoZone Liberty Bowl.
Yeah, and Aaron Rodgers, Jordan Rodgers, how many times can we do that one? Jordan Rodgers was a 26-yard passer that day last year.
He's only got 88 in this game, but obviously Vanderbilt has been efficient offensively, mostly from Zach Stacy. We check in again with Jamel Hill.
Rod, you talked about the turnaround starting with Jordan Rogers, and Coach James Franklin also agrees. He said that was the key to their season. I asked him what is the biggest difference with Jordan Rogers, and he said he's less defensive and more coachable. He said he was never disrespectful or a problem, but when your brother is Aaron Rodgers, he would lean toward his advice as opposed to sometimes listening to the coaching staff and buying in.
Rogers lined up as a receiver here. Flag down as Stacy takes it on the Wildcat. A couple of flags down.
I think I might listen to Aaron also. I just wouldn't tell the coaches.
Yeah. And Jordan does. They train together during the offseason in Southern California. How about the conversation between Rogers at receiver and David Amerson, the junior corner for NC State?
Illegal formation on the offense. Penalties decline. 4th down.
There's Aaron and Jordan. We don't have any pictures of older brother Luke here, but we can tell you that Luke,
the missing Beatle?
Yeah, it looks just like both Aaron and Jordan. And again, they still train together in Southern California. Jordan says Aaron sends him texts of encouragement and pointers mostly about footwork.
Yeah. Well, that's where it all begins. I mean, if you are a West Coast quarterback, you learn footwork. I mean, that's the way Bill Walsh taught it. It's the way the 49ers system, you know, with Joe Montana and everyone else that came through there, it starts with the feet.
Timeout for Vanderbilt prior to 4th down. Capital One Bowl Week continues later today at 3:30. Coming up next from Memphis, it's the AutoZone Liberty Bowl. That's a rematch from earlier in the regular season when Iowa State beat Tulsa, part of their really good start. And then the Chick-fil-A Bowl, 7:30 Eastern Time, another ACC versus SEC matchup.
Paul Rhodes built a little something there at Iowa State, huh?
Yes, indeed. Now they get to 6 wins, but slowly towards the postseason. Tulsa won a overtime game in the Conference USA Championship against UCF to reach the Liberty Bowl in Memphis.
Yeah, still think about that Iowa State big win over Oklahoma State last season.
That was the one that knocked Oklahoma State out of the championship game. Only loss of the season a year ago. Out of the timeout, a 44-yard field goal attempt coming from Kerry Spear, who's made 11 straight field goals. 44-yarder is no good. So a short field for Vanderbilt, but they can't put points on the board. Still lead at 31-14. In New Orleans, Louisville and Florida getting ready for the All-State Sugar Bowl.
Like Teddy Bridgewater, probably healthier than he was the last time we saw him on the field, facing an incredibly tough Florida defense.
Louisville, the champions of the Big East, and the BCS era. One more year, Big East still has the automatic berth into the BCS this year and next. Shadrack Thornton gets a couple. That's Dave Doran, who is the next head coach of NC State, with the athletic director, Debbie Yao, who factors into a Maryland situation with James Franklin.
Yeah, she was the athletic director over at Maryland when Franklin was there, and had him as part of the coaching waiting system.
Glennon. Oh, nearly picked again. Bobbled by Peyton. Howell nearly got the pick.
Yeah, these two corners for Vandy really get overlooked an awful lot. But between Howell and Wilson, there's not a lot you can do out there. I mean, those two guys are aggressive. They play well. They play smart. They play heady football. They play the ball in the air. And that's why when you line up against them, you really need to try to work the inside of the field.
Glennon looking to the inside, complete to the tight end across the 41. It's 1st and 10, NC State. Mario Carter makes the grab.
There's a lot to like about Glennon. I mean, when he throws the ball with touch, when he's not on his back and he's not on that back foot, there's a lot of big-time talent and potential you see there with him.
239 passing yards despite the 3 INTs for Glennon. Thornton, it's maybe 7. We check in again with John Saunders.
Want to update this one in the Big East. Cincinnati against Pittsburgh. Kashmir Wright with a tough shot in the lane as Cincinnati holds on to win on the road, bouncing back from the defeat to New Mexico. Also on ESPN2, Minnesota right now with a 7-point lead over Michigan State in the Big Ten. Carter Rod-Jamel.
Here in Nashville, Glennon rolling on 2nd down off the play fake. Incomplete. Pressure again from Kyle Westman on Glennon.
Well, you know, whether it's 5 guys coming or 6, they're coming every play. And North Carolina State hasn't been able to protect Glennon, and Glennon is not the kind of quarterback that you want to have running around trying to extend the play.
Three interceptions, 3 of the 5 turnovers by NC State today. On 3rd and short, Glennon throwing off the back foot again. This one is caught. And a nice catch by Quentin Payton, 22 yards.
Yeah, that's Payton and all 6'4" of him. And you better be careful there. A little bit of chatter going on there, and he's walking right into it. But he's a little bit upset because he's got Wilson all over him. And he felt like he had to let him know about it.
Just the 2nd catch for Quentin Payton, NC State's leading receiver. Back to the ground, Tony Creasy. Breaking tackles, Creasy leans near the 1st down before Wilson finally makes the stop.
2nd leading rusher on the team, Creasy. had over 400 yards rushing this season, and pretty much gave way to Thornton as the featured back midway through the season.
Also had a handful of injuries, including James Washington going down, a couple suspensions at the running back position. Glennon's going to scramble. Still behind the line, so he heaves it complete. First and goal, NC State. Boy, Glennon was tiptoeing right around the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, and he extended the play, and that's really not his thing. But the presence of mind to stay behind the line of scrimmage. You see the black line there? That's our line of scrimmage. And he just stays behind it.
Whole body has to be across the line of scrimmage for it to be a violation. Play fake on first and goal. Incomplete. Looking for the dragging tight end, dragging fullback rather, Logan Winkles.
Yeah, this is not it's not the recipe for Glennon. You don't want to keep moving him out. He's not a great passer on the run. He's at his best in the pocket.
Second red zone trip for NC State. They scored on their first. The other touchdown came on a kickoff return. Glennon hit from behind. He fumbles the football. The 6th turnover by the NC State offense. But NC State gets back on top of this one, so wipe out the turnover. Wolfpack gets back on top.
Now, they actually use a zone blitz here. They're going to drop one of their linemen off. And initially, Glennon was looking to throw inside. And you see the lineman just drop back into that area right in the middle. And that took away the throw. Glennon won it right off the bat.
Westman gets the sack again. Fumble recovered by NC State to avoid the turnover. 3rd and goal Pack with the seconds ticking away in the 3rd. Check down Creasy. It's 4th down and goal for NC State as we head to the 4th quarter. Decision time for interim head coach Dana Bible. 4th and goal. Will the Wolfpack go for it to begin the 4th quarter?
Everybody get amped up. Everybody throw your hands up. Everybody get cranked up. Everybody get amped up.
The 2013 Rose Bowl game, New Year's Day on ESPN.
NC State, the only time they've come back in the 4th quarter to win a game this season was against 3rd-ranked Florida State. First play of the 4th quarter will be a 4th down field goal attempt from the Pack.
I think I'd go for it here.
You get a touchdown, you make it a 10-point game. Instead, it's
but, you know,
a field goal and a 2-touchdown
You're
game.
not playing for the national championship.
No. Field goal is good, so that makes it 31-17, 2 touchdowns. But again, you got an interim head coach, and NC State, you know, it's, usually you see a little roll of dice.
Yeah.
Dave Dorn will be the next head coach at NC State with athletic director Debbie Howe. NC State appearing in a bowl game for the 3rd straight season. The Champs Sports Bowl in Orlando, Florida. That was a win over West Virginia. And then last year in Charlotte in the 2011 Belt Bowl, that was the win over Charlie Strong, Teddy Bridgewater, and Louisville.
Yeah. You know, and you mentioned Debbie Howe and firing Tom O'Brien, and she said she needed to make a change and go in another direction and to have a more aggressive recruiter and to also stem the bleeding. They had lost over 1,000 season ticket holders, and that was a problem, despite the fact that Tom O'Brien had taken NC State to, what, 4 straight bowl games?
Yeah, and won the last 2, as we just showed you. And again, Debbie Howe previously at Maryland. That's when James Franklin was the head coach in waiting. Now, James Franklin says, look, if you're going to be a head coach in waiting, it can't be more than 1 year. There has to be a succession plan. Ralph Friedgen stayed on. James Franklin took the opportunity to come to Vanderbilt, and he's used that situation as motivation. Driving the fuel and the fire. It's also one of the reasons he tells us he is so loyal to the Vanderbilt administration that's been loyal to him. Athletic Director David Williams, Chancellor Nick Zeppos. At the back of the end zone for a touchback. After the Franklin American Mortgage Music City Bowl, ESPN3 trophy presentation after the game.
Let me ask you this. We've seen some of the more academically oriented schools do well the last couple of years. Stanford, Notre Dame, Duke has had a good year. Northwestern has been strong as well. Can Vandy consistently perform the way a Northwestern has, a Stanford, and the way Notre Dame used to?
But look, if you talk about building back-to-back bowl appearances, this would be 9-win season for the first time since 1915. But I think that big part of that is that recruiting piece. Number 16, they're getting guys that used to be going to Tennessee, to Georgia. Stacy, what do you think, and what is the next step in the building for Vanderbilt?
I think next year is the critical year. I mean, I think next year, this team, if they're going to make that next step, they have to not only beat the teams that they should beat, like they did this year, but they'll need to get a knockoff. I mean, they played Florida tough this year, but you got to get a Florida, you got to get a Georgia, you got to get an Alabama at some point to make that move to the next level. Otherwise, you will consistently be 6 to 8 wins, and that'll be the high water mark.
Rodgers completes, minimal gain, 3rd down. And whenever you have a Vanderbilt and you're in the volunteer state, it's about turning the state from orange and even really turning Nashville from being a Vols town that takes Vanderbilt in 2nd place, turning it into a Commodore town.
Well, they've got a window of opportunity right now with Tennessee being down. And Tennessee's going to come back at some point. But they're down right now. And they have another opportunity here on 3rd down to pick up this 1st down and keep the ball. Wildcat.
Stacy follows the blockers, but he is dropped about a half a yard short by Brandon Bishop, the senior free safety.
Well, this time North Carolina State blitzed the opposite side of the loaded blocker side. They played for the counter, and the blitz worked.
4th and 1, Vanderbilt's going to go for it.
Really?
From their own 34. Well,
you know, I think you got to kick this one. I mean, maybe this is almost giving North Carolina State an opportunity. If you don't get this, you're giving them a short field.
Stacy, 1st and 10, Vanderbilt.
Wow. But why would you take that chance?
Well, Franklin has been awfully aggressive. I mean, we've seen trick plays, we've seen wild formations. That's not just in the bowl game, leading up to the bowl game. Throughout the season,
you know,
very aggressive.
Yeah, you open yourself up to criticism. If you miss this one, and you give them a short field and they get a touchdown and you have a 1-possession game, people are asking, what are you doing? I'd ask it too.
Yeah. I don't think James Franklin's afraid of the tough question. What do you think?
Not at all.
Stacy dropped for a loss. This time T.Y. McGill gets in there for the stop.
You know, that could fire up this NC State defense a little bit, in the sense that we just got dissed. They went for it in their own territory. Let's get the ball back now. Let's have one stand here.
And on the flip side is Vanderbilt, as Stacy's slow getting up. By the way, Stacy in this game has turned this into the 2nd best rushing season ever by a Vanderbilt back. Last year, he had the best season by a Vanderbilt running back. So he set the regular season rushing record last year's. The top 2 rushing seasons in Vanderbilt history belong to the senior from Centerville, Alabama. We'll check on Zach Stacy when we come back to Nashville.
Tonight, a pair of 10-win Tiger teams tangle. Then tomorrow, South Carolina battles Michigan. Capital One Bowl Week continues with the Chick-fil-A Bowl tonight at 7:30. And tomorrow, the Outback Bowl at 1. College football lives here.
Zach Stacy, the all-time leading rusher for Vanderbilt, being attended to on the Commodore sideline.
It's a big second down here. If NC State can get a stop, they can create a 3rd and long situation and still have a shot.
The toss goes to Curtis Samuels, who heaves it long for Matthews. It is incomplete. No flag down.
Johnson on the coverage again. He was initially beaten, but had the catch-up speed to be in position to make a play. There he is. Now you got both guys going for the ball. A little contact, that's okay. He's not impeding, preventing the receiver from making a play. They both have the right to play for the ball.
The toss was from Austin Curtis Samuel. That's the former quarterback in Wyoming, who's a junior eligibility-wise for the Commodores. So he'll be a potential replacement for Jordan Rogers. They also have a really good freshman who redshirted Patton Robinette. Pressure on 3rd and 12. Rogers, it's tipped and incomplete. David Amerson knocks it away. 4th down.
You know, this defense, they haven't given up a lot of yards. I mean, the Wildcat has hurt them, and the short field created by the turnovers, I mean, that's really the issue. Now they just make a stand. If their offense can take advantage of it, you've got a 1-possession game.
There's only 188 yards of offense in the game for Vanderbilt. 31 points on less than 200 yards of offense for the Commodores. As you said, Rod, it's been about the takeaways, the short field. Vanderbilt taking advantage.
Ball start. Offense, number 22. 5-yard penalty. Remains 4th down.
Another punt, and here's where we remind you that Rashard Smith, the punt returner for NC State, capable of breaking one as well. Vanderbilt has dominated the game, but NC State still has a chance. Down by 2 touchdowns, 11:47. They're going for the block. Kent kicks it away from Rashard Smith. Now will go out of bounds right around the 20-yard line. Can the Wolfpack rally in the 4th in Nashville?
ESPN College Football, the Franklin American Mortgage Music City Bowl, is brought to you by Franklin American Mortgage. It all begins with home. Visit musiccity.com. And Lexus. The Lexus December to Remember sales event is on. This is the pursuit of perfection.
Folks, here in Nashville, we'll ride out of LP Field and into the New Year's Eve celebration put on by Franklin American Mortgage Company, part of the Music City Bowl experience. Let's see, we're approaching 10 hours here in the Central Time Zone from 2013. NC State only once this year has rallied in the 4th quarter for a come-from-behind win. That was back on October 6th when they beat 3rd-ranked Florida State. They'll try to do it here in the 4th to close out the year against Vanderbilt. Greasy across the 25.
Well, that NC State defense gives an opportunity to the offense. Now, remember, the Vandy offense, you know, they scored 3 times and had to go no further than 27 yards. You got a 2-possession game. If you can get something going here, you're back in it.
Here's Glennon, finds the check down again. It's Creasy for a first down at near the 38.
Good patience, good decision by Glennon that time. And, you know, this drive, you don't have to hurry. You have to be in control of things. You just need to come away with a touchdown. If you do that, you're putting the pressure on Vandy.
Finds the fullback Winkles on first down. Well, Mike Glennon, 3 interceptions today. 5 turnovers by the NC State offense. Yet we've seen the flashes as why Mike Glennon is Mel Kiper's #3 senior quarterback.
Well, and 2 of those picks came on throws over 15 yards with pressure in his face.
Creasy makes it 3rd down and 1. John L. Thomas, 5th-year senior defensive end, on the stop.
Now, this is a much better drive. It's a patient drive. It's taking the check down. running the ball. You've got the big fullback in there, Winkles, 44. He's already pounded them before a couple of times. You can get behind him again.
On 3rd and 1, Thornton dropped. Thomas makes the stop again.
Well, he beat Wallace. He cut underneath Wallace to make the play. And what's that, a loss of about 3 yards? And
Indeed,
now,
so 4th and 4.
Yeah.
Glennon and the offense still out there.
Yeah, well, you need 2. You need 2 scores.
Quick snap on 4th and 4. Glennon pressured again. He's going to heave long. It is batted away, incomplete. Andre Howell knocks it away from Rashard Smith, and the Commodores get it back with a 2-touchdown lead.
Catch-up speed, recovery speed by Howell. Smith was open for a minute, but Howell caught up and the ball was a bit underthrown.
NC State goes for it on 4th down and 4, but Andre Howell says, not today.
The 2013 Rose Bowl game, New Year's Day on ESPN.
2-touchdown lead for Vanderbilt. Zach Stacy is hobbling on the Vanderbilt sideline. In addition to being the Commodores' all-time leading rusher, already earned his degree, special education. He is student teaching. His younger brother Justin has Down syndrome, and that's one of the reasons why Zach Stacy has become an education major. He has earned his degree and had a heck of a football career here at Vanderbilt.
Well, and just matured as he was here, became a team leader, had to step up and lead more by his voice and just example, and he's done a great job of it.
He's run the Wildcat well today. Now he gives way to Wesley Tate. Nothing on 1st down. Chance for us to say hello again to John Saunders.
Oh, Carter and Raj Jamel, hello again to you. Michigan State and Minnesota. Travis Trice, you see the time winding down. Buries that 3-pointer, but Minnesota has a lead at 1 at halftime. Coming up, the AutoZone Liberty Bowl. Tulsa against Iowa State, a rematch won by Iowa State earlier this year, one of their 6 victories. Tulsa's Cody Green, though, going to toss it around. It's coming up next.
So when we're done here in Nashville with the Franklin American Mortgage Music City Bowl, we'll send you on to Memphis, Tennessee for the AutoZone Liberty Bowl. And after that 1st down play, T.Y. McGill called for unsportsmanlike conduct, 15-yard penalty. Seven penalties against the Pack, only 2 for Vanderbilt. Commodores have a 2-touchdown lead. And the ball at the NC State 31. Tate Wildcat again, wrestled down. Well, McGill, I don't know how you slip away from T.Y. McGill, who blew that play up after getting the penalty.
Yeah, McGill's a little motivated right now. I mean, he didn't think that unsportsmanlike was deserved, and now he comes right back in and gets another big play to push them out of field goal range. And, you know, 8+ minutes, it's still a 2-possession game.
Teal's going to come out. His helmet came off. And NC State has forced Vanderbilt into 2nd down and long. Wolfpack get a stop. They're still in the game. Jordan Rogers back in at quarterback. Busted play on the screen. NC State was ready for it. T.Y. McGill on the pressure again. Well, he responded after drawing the flag.
Yeah. His teammates are helping him out. They are playing really aggressive. They're basically rolling the dice. It is blitz every down, everybody in the face of the receivers, daring Vanderbilt to throw the ball down the field. And it's the right strategy. I mean, you have to force something to happen to get the ball back, and you can't allow them to just bleed away the clock.
3rd and 18. Pressure up the middle. Dump it off to Tate. Knocked out of bounds right around the 35. So 7:32. NC State has forced Vanderbilt into 4th down. And the offense is staying on the field on 4th down and 14.
Yeah, well, you know, you're talking about a 52, 53-yard field goal. Why risk having that blocked? And a punt, if you kick it in the end zone, you know, you've gained 12 yards.
So this is the no man's land. You just say 4th down, let's go for it.
Yeah.
And if you convert, a chance to run more clock. Heavy pressure on 4th down. Rogers hit as he throws, but it's complete. First down, Vanderbilt. Jordan Matthews hauls it in, but Jordan Rogers paid the price. He was drilled by Earl Wolf.
Well, he anticipated perfectly. And he threw that ball well before Matthews came out of his break. He stood in there, and that ought to be flagged. I mean, that's a helmet-to-helmet win. That was Wolf coming in, but he anticipated and got that ball out there. But I would have flagged Wolf for coming in so high.
Should have been. That was clearly helmet-to-helmet up top. So Rogers takes the hit, but delivers for a first down. So Wesley Tate gets 3. Let's look at the hit on Rogers again from Wolf.
Yeah, now this is toughness staying in there, but look, he launched himself and got him above the numbers. I mean, whether you get helmet to helmet is, you know, almost irrelevant. He launched and got him above the numbers.
Defenseless player rule says no player shall target and initiate contact to the head or neck area. That's the definition. That could go on a clip of.
Yeah, and he led with the crown too. I mean, he was really trying to get upstairs.
That's targeting. Tate inside the 15. 3rd down for Vanderbilt as they try to run the football and run the clock. Well, NC State had him backed up into 3rd and down, brought that heavy blitz. Rogers to Matthews, first down, and now the Commodores a chance to not only potentially score again to put it away, but to run some clock.
Yeah, that throw by Rogers, that was a dagger. That was a big-time throw.
Zach Stacy there on the sideline. You see him hobbled. He came off the last series for Vanderbilt. Rogers, keeper on the read. Touchdown, Jordan Rogers and the Vanderbilt Commodores.
Was that a little double check there?
Rogers!
Something.
Rogers!
Yeah, he's showing a little blood from that hit, looks like.
Wow. So he takes the pop from Wolf, completes for the first down, and then takes it himself for the touchdown. A 3-touchdown lead. Vanderbilt on the verge of their first 9-win season since 1915. And Mr. Rogers says it's Jordan Rogers. It's Vanderbilt football. And the double check.
Or Superman.
This is Jordan Rogers on the Vanderbilt bench, making sure that the teeth are still in place after he took that huge hit from Earl Wolf on a play that we all agree should have been flagged.
Yeah, he was delivering that big-time throw, that dagger that gave them the first down, and Wolf launched himself and got Rogers on the chin, but apparently he still has all his teeth.
And then Rogers takes it himself into the end zone. Harry Spear again, the squib kick, trying to reduce the opportunities for the return from Tobias Palmer. Takes it back to the 30. Now we have a clarification to make here. And, you know, we said Jordan looked like he had the discount double check. Older brother Aaron's move. I think, Rod, you had it right. This is officially the Superman.
Yeah, or the Cam Newton. Yeah. But from behind, it looked like the discount double check. But up front, hey,
so
Superman.
So Jordan not stealing
Did not steal. Did not steal.
Nor did he make a Lambeau leap into the Vanderbilt fans down there. But he got in the end zone. And now it's Mike Glennon and NC State with their season slipping away. Capital One Bowl week continues tomorrow. It is, of course, New Year's Day, and the action begins at noon Eastern. These are just the first 4 games of the day for you. 4 of 6 on the ESPN networks, including Georgia, Nebraska, and the Capital One Bowl, and South Carolina, Michigan, Outback Bowl, both at 1 Eastern.
I do have my eye on that Georgia-Nebraska game.
Glennon finds Thornton on the check down.
You know, Nebraska got waxed in that Big Ten championship game by Wisconsin, and you got to believe that they want to bounce back in this ball game. But Georgia, tough loss to Alabama.
Down to the
last
SEC
championship.
Seconds away from playing for a championship, Georgia. And of course, the big question on the Bulldogs is how do they bounce back from that? The disappointment of not being a national championship game, and Nebraska not being in the Rose Bowl. Even in Nebraska, that Big Ten championship, one of the more shocking results of the 2012 year.
Absolutely. I mean, particularly because, you know, you didn't see Wisconsin, you know, score like that until that ball game. And Nebraska just had nothing. That game was over early.
Wisconsin will be playing their 3rd straight Rose Bowl. Barry Alvarez on the sideline. Another of the more shocking results from college football this year. 3rd-ranked Florida State losing to NC State, which cost the Seminoles a chance at that national championship.
Well, and after that game, NC State won their next game, and they were 5-2, and it looked like they were on their way to a pretty good season. And then the 2 terrible weeks in a row. They lost to North Carolina, they lost to Virginia, and at that point, the season was in jeopardy. And Tom O'Brien's job was in jeopardy.
Tom O'Brien fired as head coach at NC State. Offensive coordinator Dana Bible was the interim head coach for today. Flag down. Looks like Mario Carter is going to get the flag this time, and there's an injured Commodore. I believe it's Carl Butler who's down for Vanderbilt.
Personal foul. Offense. Targeting. 15-yard penalty. Repeat. 2nd down.
Well, there you see it. You have a player peeling back. That's Carter, the tight end. Mario Carter coming back and getting a hit. Now, I don't know that he targeted as much as he had a guy wide open trying to make a tackle. He came back and got him. But he got him up pretty high. And when you get up high, remember, we always talk about this. Once you're high around the numbers, you're suspect. And if the guy is defenseless, you're probably going to get flagged.
Clearly, as Carl Butler was there again, in the rule, no player shall target and initiate contact to the head or neck area of a defenseless opponent with the helmet, forearm, elbow, or shoulder.
Right, but the key is you've got to be lower than, you know, those numbers. When you're up around the head or the top part of the numbers, you're going to get flagged. And it is a safety issue, a conscious effort to lower the striking point. I mean, if that hit is in the middle of the numbers, there's no flag.
See it again.
Now, old school guys go, oh, this is all good. We always played that way.
That's a helmet to the, I mean, that's a helmet clearly to the head area.
Yeah.
And it's going to get flagged 90 to 100% of the time now in college football. Glennon throwing to the 35. Palmer dropped on an aggressive play by Stephen Clark. A chance of SEC coming from the Vanderbilt fans showing the SEC pride on New Year's Day.
Well, the SEC pride is throughout SEC country. I mean, and it permeates from players to fans to coaches. They may battle each other fiercely during the season, but they root for each other in the postseason.
Glennon firing complete. Palmer, first down and 10. Tonight's player of the game, brought to you by Capital One, is the entire unit of the Vanderbilt defense, forcing 5 turnovers, 3 sacks, turning into 17 Vanderbilt points off the NC State turnovers.
Yeah. Pressure from the moment they got off the bus.
13 takeaways all year for the Vanderbilt defense. They get 5 in the bowl game, and another penalty flag down.
Ball start. Offense. Number 53. 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
Well, this defense has brought it all day long, and first and foremost, it began with that pick by Ladler. Then they got a fumble, knocked the ball out here, picked up by Ladler after the big hit, and then there's a shot overthrown in the end zone.
Glennon 3 picks on the day. And now the name Mike Glennon, you will hear all the way through April and the NFL draft on April 25th. Not a very good parting shot at the end of his senior season with NC State, but there's a long way to go and a lot of evaluation left.
Well, he had a lot of pressure today. 7 hurries, sacked a couple times, hit a couple more times. Yeah, they brought 5-man pressure almost every down. Here it comes again.
Second down, it's complete. Third down for NC State. I don't know, you're headed to the Rose Bowl, but after the Rose Bowl, you're going to be on that Watch ESPN app on the iPad for the Orange Bowl.
Hop on the ride back to the hotel and get the app going so I can catch that Orange Bowl. Have the iPad ready and all that kind of good stuff.
Available on all your tablets, as mobile devices you got for the holidays or Christmas. Touchdown NC State. So Glennon with his touchdown pass, it goes to Richard Smith. 19-yard touchdown, the first touchdown of the game for Mike Glennon to go along with those 3 picks. And at least the NC State offense and Mike Glennon ends on a good note.
Yeah, you know, there's no denying he can spin it. I mean, he throws a laser and Smith catches it beautifully. His talent, that arm strength, undeniable.
Sadie coming with the PAT, and it is good for NC State. 38-24 now, Vanderbilt on NC State. The first of the 9 games on the next couple of days here on the ESPN networks. Carter Blackburn, Rod Gilmore, Jamel Hill. Been a fun year from Friday nights through New Year's Eve, and a big thank you to our hardworking production crew led by Bart Fox, Craven Martin, and of course Tuna, making us sound good all year long.
It has not been dull. We've had some pretty exciting games, some good hard-working folks with us, huh?
And a big nod to our production crew today. It was an early morning for the 11 a.m. local kick. NFL game yesterday. Great job all season long. It's been a lot of fun. And now we'll be watching on the ESPN app and everything else for the rest of the BCS Championship on January 7th. Mike's bundled up for the chilly weather here on New Year's Eve. I think everybody is. Anthony on card cam. 2 touchdown edge for the Commodores. And Vanderbilt is closing in on a historic win. 9 wins for the first time since 1915. And Rod, the Vanderbilt Commodores extending the SEC's longest winning streak to 7 games heading into 2013.
Well, this is a good jumping off point for them. They'll head into recruiting. They're already doing well with that. Head into the spring. They'll be expected to perform well next season. It shouldn't be a surprise. They will not be underdogs in every game they play next year.
NC State goes onside kick. Vanderbilt recovers. 2:05 left. And the Commodores will have a chance to run the football, run the clock. We talked about the next step for James Franklin and Vanderbilt. They have reached back-to-back bowl games for the first time in program history. 9 wins for the first time since 1915. But now it's time to start knocking off those big top 10, top 15 SEC programs and line up the schedule.
Well, the expectations increase, but I think that's what they want, and they want to embrace that. And, you know, Franklin's done a great job of getting everyone in the community behind the program. I mean, going so far as to visiting the fraternities and say, hey, we need you. Come out, support our program. And with almost half of the student body belonging to frats and sororities, that was a pretty smart move.
Long tradition of waiting to halftime to come into the Vanderbilt football games. James Franklin wanted to make sure they were ready to go from the opening kickoff. It will be Vanderbilt who will be receiving the Franklin American Mortgage Music City Bowl trophy. That ceremony live on ESPN3 after the game.
They lose Stacy after this season, and they will lose Rogers. So recruiting important, but the foundation has been set. The question is, can they continue to build?
Quarterback battle will be Austin Carter-Samuels and the true freshman Patton Robinette, who's the Gatorade Player of the Year in Tennessee from Maryville, Tennessee. So they have a good one in the wings. That's Stacy, who checks back into the game to pick up the first down. And Stacy, who was hobbled, and you know that this is a great moment. The Vanderbilt fans cheer Zach Stacy for the career and for the effort today and throughout his Vanderbilt career. Their all-time leading rusher who's hobbled checks back into the game for the final drop.
Yeah, nice to see. He deserved that hand from the Vandy fans.
He will earn his degree in education, as Mom Barbara told him. Get the grades, then enjoy the bowl game. Make sure you get that degree. Education degree, special education, the emphasis for Zach Stacy. Jordan Rogers takes a knee, and Vanderbilt celebrates a bowl win and a 9th win on the season. For the first time since 1915, the Commodores win 9 games, and it's about to get chilly for James Franklin.
He knew it was coming. He was ready for it.
Fun moment for the Commodores. "2012 was a happy year for Vanderbilt."
Yeah, and a tough year for North Carolina State. Can't help but feel for that outgoing staff. Dana Bible, what a tremendous job he's done holding this squad together as they prepare for the transition to the Doran regime at NC State.
Jordan Rogers, Zach Stacy, and the rest of the Vanderbilt seniors go out winners. The 2012 Franklin American Mortgage Music City Bowl champions. Once again, here's Jamel Hill with James Franklin.
Coach, your program now has 9 wins for the first time since 1915. What is the significance of this victory?
Well, it's a win. We're 1-0 this week, which has kind of been our mantra. But I am very proud. When you get to the point you're winning 9 games, puts you in a different category. So I'm very proud of our guys.
Your defense had 13 turnovers all year. They got 5 today. How big was their performance?
I thought they moved the ball on us. I think he's a very, very good quarterback. So the turnovers were great erasers for us. And they came at timely times. So I'm very, very proud of our guys.
Your quarterback, Jordan Rogers, took quite a shot there. What was his performance? How would you evaluate his performance today?
I thought he played good enough for us to win. I thought he did some really good things with his feet. Obviously, the play at the end of the game was a big play for us. But most importantly, we found a way to get a win, a big win for our program, and a big win for these seniors.
Okay, thank you, Coach.
Thank you very much.
The Vanderbilt Commodores take their hometown bowl game, the 2012 Franklin American Mortgage Music City Bowl, a 9-win season. For Rod Gilmore, Jamel Hill, I'm Carter Blackburn. Happy New Year from all of us. Enjoy the bowl games, enjoy the celebration. The Commodores are here in Nashville. Now we send you back to the studio. John, Mark, and Luke.